Good afternoon and thank you for joining us on Beetv Global News at 12. My name is Zainab Mohammed and now the news in details. Steve Witkoff, President Trump's chief interlocutor with the foreign government, held a phone call with Yuri Shakov, a senior foreign policy advisor to Vladimir Putin. The report.
According to a transcript of the call published by Bloomberg and subsequently reported by multiple news outlets, Witkoff advised Ushakov on how Putin should approach Trump with a peace proposal for ending Russia's war in Ukraine. Among the instructions, Witkoff recommended that Putin call Trump to congratulate him on the recent Gaza peace deal, noting that Russia had supported it and portraying Trump as a man of peace. The idea was to open the conversation on a conciliatory, flattering tune. Witkoff reportedly suggests modeling the Ukraine proposal on a similar 20-point peace plan, echoing the Gaza deal format, and urged that a call between Trump and Putin be arranged before Volodymyr Zelensky's scheduled White House visit. Following the call between Witkoff and Ushakov, a call between Trump and Putin did occur the next day just before Trump met Zelensky at the White House. After the Zelensky meeting on October 17, Trump publicly said that Ukraine and Russia should stop where they are on the battlefield, a position interpreted by analysts as tacit acceptance of Russian-held territory. The leaked call transcript has sparked strong criticism. Critics argue that Witkoff's guidance to Russian officials reveals a pro-Russia bias and undermines U.S. credibility as a neutral mediator. The Russian side, for its part, decried the leak. Ushakov did not dispute the recording's authenticity but said the leak did not come from Moscow and accused media outlets of waging information warfare to sabotage U.S.-Russia dialogue. The White House has not denied the transcript. President Trump defended Witkoff's role, calling the approach standard negotiating procedure, and said that Witkoff must sell this to Ukraine as well as Russia, emphasizing the deal-making nature of the role. Sohair Osevegi reporting for Beetv News.
Two members of the West Virginia National Guard were shot near the Farragut West Metro Station in downtown Washington, D.C. on November 26th. Authorities say the attack occurred around 2:15 p.m. and has been described as brazen and targeted. The gunman was subdued by other Guard members and taken into custody. The report. The suspect has been identified as Ramanullah Lakanwal, a 29-year-old Afghan national who arrived in the U.S. in 2021 under the Refugee Resettlement Program Operation Allies Welcome. Authorities say he previously served in a CIA-backed paramilitary force in Afghanistan before being evacuated after the U.S. withdrawal. Lakanwal was living in Bellingham, Washington, prior to driving cross-country to D.C. Lakanwal was wounded during the confrontation but is expected to survive. He faces multiple charges including assault with intent to kill and weapon possessions. Investigators are reviewing his background, communications and travel history to determine a motive. Officials have not confirmed any ideological or terrorist connection.
As Ramanullah Lakanwal, a 29-year-old Afghan who entered the United States under Biden's Operation Allies Welcome, a program following the disastrous withdrawal from Afghanistan. He resided in Bellingham, Washington with his wife and we believe 5 children. What we know about him is that he drove his vehicle across country from the state of Washington with the intended target of coming to our nation's capital.
The shooting has raised questions about immigration and refugee venting policies, particularly for Afghan nationals previously affiliated with U.S. agencies. The FBI and other federal agencies are conducting a full investigation, and authorities emphasize that no other suspects have been identified. Zainab Mohammed reporting for Beetv News. The death toll from severe flooding in southern Thailand has climbed to more than 80 people as floodwaters began to subside Thursday, officials said. The report.
About 1 million households and over 3 million people across 12 southern provinces have been impacted. The floods triggered by days of torrential rain submerged vast areas. Provinces affected include Nakhon Si Thammarat, Patalong, Songkhla, Trang, Satun, Patani and Yala. In a single day, flood-related deaths in Songkla province has surged from 6 to 55, driving the overall toll across the 7 worst hit provinces to at least 82. While flood waters have receded in many areas by Thursday morning, water levels remains high in some locations, notably in Patani and Nakusi Tamara provinces. Earlier this week, the government declared a state of emergency in Songkla province, which encompasses southern Thailand's largest city, Hat Yai, citing the unprecedented severity of the flooding. The flood caused widespread disruptions. Many residents were trapped. Essential services such as electricity, water, and telecommunications were cut, and roads and homes were damaged or submerged. In the hardest hit areas, emergency response has included establishment of field hospitals, airlifting of critical patients, and delivery of food and medical supplies. Authorities expect water levels in most affected areas to recede below river banks by Friday evening, but warn that recovery and relief efforts will be extensive given the scope of the damage. Soher or Senegi reporting for Beetv News.
On November 27, 2025, during a raid by the Israeli security forces in the northern West Bank city of Jenin, 2 Palestinian men identified by the Palestinian Health Ministry as 26-year-old Al-Muntasir Abdallah and 37-year-old Yusuf Assasa were shot and killed, the report. The men exiting a building with their shirts raised, apparently to show they were unarmed, then lying on the ground with hands in the air. Despite this, after being ordered back inside, the 2 men were shot at close range. Official response and investigation following the killings, the Israel Defense Force and the Israel Police released a joint statement saying that the men had been wanted for alleged terror activities, including throwing explosives and firing at security forces. According to the statement, the operation had included a surrender procedure that lasted several hours. When the men exited the building, fire was directed towards the suspects. The statement added that the incident was under review by the commanders on the ground and will be transferred to relevant professional bodies. Local authorities called the killing a cold-blooded execution. The governor of Jenin, Kamal Abu Al-Rob, described the 2 men as unarmed and said those who fired should be held accountable, while expressing skepticism that the investigation would be genuine. The Palestine Foreign Ministry condemned the killings as a brutal field execution and a violation of international law. Meanwhile, the Salem Human Rights Group described the event as the killing of men while posting no threat, calling it part of a broader pattern of dehumanization. On the other hand, the far-right Israeli National Security Minister Itamar Ben-Gvir publicly backed the forces involved, stating the soldiers acted exactly as expected, terrorists should die. The killing come amid a months-long military campaign by Israel across the northern Western Bank, with increased raids, detentions, and operations targeting alleged militant infrastructure. Human rights organizations warn that such shootings, especially of surrounding or unarmed Palestinians, likely violate international humanitarian law. Critics contend that past investigations rarely result in prosecutions or accountability. The Israeli military and police have opened an investigation into the shooting. However, the official statement has not provided a justification for why the men were shot.
The Pope's visit to Turkey coincides with the 1700th anniversary of the First Council of Nicaea, one of Christianity's most defining gatherings. During the trip, he is scheduled to visit Ankara, Istanbul, and Iznik, the ancient city of Nicaea where the Nicene Creed was first formulated. Upon arrival, Pope Leo XIV reaffirmed that the purpose of his journey is to advocate for unity and global peace. He emphasized the need for cooperation across religious and cultural lines, noting that the world is currently facing numerous violent conflicts. While in Turkey, the Pope is expected to meet Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan and engage in dialogues with leading Orthodox Christian figures, including Ecumenical Patriarch Bartholomew I. The meetings are aimed at strengthening Christian unity and fostering interfaith understanding. Following his visit to Turkey, the Pope will travel to Lebanon for the second leg of his trip. His time there will include meetings with His time there will include meetings with religious and political leaders, visits to Christian communities, and gestures of solidarity with those affected by ongoing crises and past tragedies, including the 2020 Beirut port explosion. The trip, the first international journey of Pope Leo XIV papacy, underscores the Vatican commitment to peace building, interreligious dialogue, and support for Christian communities across the Middle East. Evelyn Isabella reporting for Beetv News.
Now to business news. The Securities and Exchange Commission has instructed capital market operators to confirm their compliance status and ensure every tradable instrument is fully registered under the new Investment and Securities Act by January 2026, the report.
Speaking at the SEC Journalist Academy in Lagos, Director General Emomotimi Agam will strengthen investor protection and improve market transparency. Represented by Commissioner Bola Ajomale, he noted that the Act closes long-standing gaps that previously hindered investigations into market abuse, granting the SEC broader authority to probe both regulated firms and related third parties when necessary. Agama added that the reform was prompted by the rise of digital trading, fintech, virtual asset, and new financial schemes that the old law could not adequately address. He said, aligning with global IOSCO standards will make Nigerians' market deeper, safer, and more competitive, adding that full operator compliance by January is vital for building a modern and resilient capital. Guinea Insurance PLC is seeking shareholder approval to raise up to 15 billion naira in fresh capital to meet the new minimum capital requirements introduced under the Nigerian Insurance Industry Reform Act 2025. According to a notice filed with the Nigerian Exchange, the company plans to increase its share capital from 4 billion to 19 billion naira and raise new funds through a combination of rights issue and private placement. The move is aimed at strengthening its financial base and supporting long-term growth strategies. The NIRA 2025 raised the capital threshold for non-life insurers to 15 billion, life insurance to 10 billion, and reinsurers to 35 billion, prompting many companies to begin recapitalization processes. As at Wednesday, close of trading, Guinea Insurance shares appreciated by 3.6% to 1.15%, with over 2 million units traded. Global B2B payments platform Vector has announced winners of its maiden Vector Global Business Award, recognizing early-stage African startups making stride in innovation and cross-border trade. At the ceremony held in Lagos, DingPay, a fintech company, won first place and a cash prize of $10,000, followed by Aquatrack in second place with $3,000 and Grower, an online tech talent marketplace, in third place with $2,000. Vector CEO Ola Oyetayo praised the exceptional qualities of founders participating in the competition, saying the award reflects the strength, resilience, and global ambition within Africa's early-stage startup ecosystem. He added that Vector remains committed to providing the financial infrastructure that will help young businesses scale their international operations. From the business scene, I am Sohe or Semegi, reporting for Beetv News.
Social commentator Gege has stirred controversy online after criticizing Super Eagles striker Victor Boniface for purchasing a Lamborghini reportedly worth 400 million naira. He argued that the footballer's decision was insensitive, given the current insecurity, economic difficulty, and recent kidnapping incidents affecting residents of Edo State. The comments have triggered widespread debate on celebrity responsibility during national crisis, the report.
Gege claimed the money could have assisted families struggling with ransom demands, referencing a recent couple's adoption where kidnappers allegedly requested 70 million naira. While some Nigerians supported his concerns, insisting public figures should show more compassion in tough times, others argued that Boniface cannot be compelled to take on responsibilities that rest with the government. The debate continues to trend across social media as opinions remain sharply divided. In another development, Davido's aide Israel DMW has reacted to Sophia Momodu's recent claim that she has not received any child support from the singer in the past 5 years. Sophia stated that aside from school fees paid by Davido's parents, she has covered all other expenses for her daughter Imade and even waived both past and future financial support. Israel, commenting on that, celebrity gets me out of here, returned with its first live bush tucker trial since 2019, delivering a chaotic and stomach-turning spectacle as contestants were forced to drink gruesome cocktails mixed by fellow campmates. The challenge ended dramatically when Irish model Vogue Williams vomited after being made to drink a blend of fish eyes and fermented fish. Those who finished their drink the fastest gained immunity from the first elimination, leaving Jack Osborne, Alex Scott, Aich, Angry Jane, Kelly Brook, Martin Kep, and Shona McGratty opened up about ending her engagement shortly before entering the jingle, adding a heartfelt moment to the otherwise intense episode. And that's it on the entertainment news. Evelyn Isabel reporting for Beetv News.
And now to sport news. The Edo State chapter of the Sports Writers Association of Nigeria, SWAN, has shown its full weight behind the executive chairman of the Edo State Sports Commission, Honorable Amadin Desmond Inabulili, passing a firm vote of confidence in his leadership at an emergency congress held Tuesday, November 25, 2025, at the Samuel Bemudia Stadium Media Center in Benin City. The Congress called to address key concerns within the association ended with a unanimous endorsement of Inabulili. Member praised his steady commitment to repositioning Edo as a powerhouse in Nigerian sports and his push to build lasting structures that can support athletes and administrators for years to come. Delegates also lauded the Edo State government for what they described as bold and strategic investments in facilities, athlete welfare, and programs designed to strengthen this for the athletes, coaches, associations, and other stakeholders across the sector. In a statement issued by